Hello, and welcome to the 14th episode of The Hawk Nest. I'm Dakota Henderson.
And I'm Ryan Powell. The HJ Science team had great success at the Hampshire Finette UIL Academic Invitational, taking the top team spot. Jeffrey Davis won first place overall, and in biology, he was also second in chemistry and physics. Matthew Brown was second overall and first in chemistry and physics. Josiah Darty was third place overall, and Gwen Stone was fourth overall, along with a second place finish in biology. Congrats to the science team for the 14 medals won at the meet.
Congratulations also to Stephen Mathern and Adam Burrell for earning a place in the 200 ATSSB All-State Band. Adam was named to the honor for a second straight year, and it was Stephen's third. Both will head to San Antonio next month to participate in the Clinking concert.
Now over to Camden for sports.
This is Camden James with your Hawk Nest Sports. As y'all may know, the Houston Texans were knocked out of their chance going to the Super Bowl by the Kansas City Chiefs. They started off the game tremendous with the lead 24-0. But unfortunately, the Chiefs scored 28 points in the second quarter alone, giving them the lead. The Texans ended up choking the game 31-51. I don't know how, but it happened. In Hawks news, the girls basketball team played a game Tuesday against West Orange Stark. They won that game 79-55. They also have a game this Friday against Silsbee. Good luck to them. Also, boys soccer played a game against Jasper. Unfortunately, they lost that game 7-0. And the girls had a game against Vidor. Unfortunately, they lost that game 1-2. But the boys have a tournament Thursday and Friday in Vidor, so good luck to them.
We have a busy week in sports. Both girls and boys soccer at tournaments starting today. Powerlifting is at a Vidor today. Both the boys and girls basketball teams will continue district play Friday. The boys will be at Silsbee while the girls host. The girls varsity golf team is at the Woodlands on Monday, and the basketball team will take on Hampshire Finette Tuesday.
In recent news, the Australia fires are still ablaze. They have been destroying the natural habitat and displacing thousands of people. Here is Lexi with more.
In September of 2019, Australia's bushfires sparked and have been blazing ever since. This was due to a prolonged drought that began in 2017. These fires have, at this time, destroyed more than 14 million acres of land, has killed more than 20 people, and has killed a little over 1 billion animals. Some species in the Australian region are probable to go extinct due to said fires. We asked Ms. Laparolari, one of HJ's studied biology teachers, about the reasons Australia has been having these same fiery issues since 1851.
Australia is typically a very dry continent on its own, but the problem is what's unprecedented is they have had a full decade worth of drought. They also have a prime minister that has cut back on environmentally friendly legislation for like controlled burns, and because of that, coupled with climate change, we are ending up with seeing basically 18 million acres, the size of West Virginia, burned down. I think they are. We're definitely not helping the situation with the things that we're doing. We're putting out into the environment and into the water. So regardless of where you stand on climate change, we're definitely not helping the situation. Some of the animals, like the koalas and the wallabies, you see a lot of focus on them, but they tend to be spread out over the entire continent. So they're probably going to be okay with some human intervention as far as coming back. But there are smaller mammals, reptiles, amphibians, bugs that only live on certain parts of the island, and they are predicting that we're going to have some sort of mass extinction. They're probably not going to know until after several years from now when they can go in and look.
Students, teachers, and other members of HJ, if you have a few dollars to spare to these Australian charities, here's a list of some you can donate to. Any donation counts.
Over Christmas break, Coach Fogo and Coach Miller were named to the Southeast Texas Coaches Association 2019 Coaches of the Year. Here's Bree with more.
After an impressive season last year that ended as a state championship finalist, HJ's girls basketball leader Coach Fogo was named as the 2019 Southeast Texas Coaches Association Girls Basketball Coach of the Year.
Kind of validation of the work that we put in last year. Coach of the Year awards go to normally teams that win, and so I'm a small part of that. It takes a good coaching staff and good players to make a good coach.
Last year's team finished with a 34-5 overall record and notched the team's 7th state tournament run where the Lady Hawks rolled all the way to San Antonio. They ran into a 4A Power Argyle, lost a nail-biter 49-41 in the championship game. Coach Fogo says last year's run has left the team wanting more.
I think the returners that we have are hungry, to get so close and be just a little bit short, I think has driven a lot of the returners to go finish the job left from last year. and the new pieces that we've added have been a good complement to our returners. So yeah, it's influenced it a lot just in how the season's progressing.
Led by talented athletes, Coach Fogo knows it's the players and staff around him that helps propel this team's success.
Awards are good. You know, like we tell our team all the time, the main award is at the end of the year and what place you finish. And we're shooting for a state championship. And so, you know, an individual award, that's kind of nice. Players, it's about talent. Coaches, normally it goes with winning. You know, again, it takes great players and kind of some luck a little bit along the way in the playoffs. But it takes good players to get any recognition as a coach.
Congrats to he and Coach Miller with the girls golf team for their tremendous honor. With the Hawk Nest, I'm Bree Jones.
With the idea that students need to be better prepared for life outside of school and out of the textbooks, HJ added a new feature to Study Hawk Time this semester.
I think we all kind of felt that when students got out into the real world, they didn't know a lot of the basic stuff like changing a tire, information about banks, checking, debit, and so we wanted to kind of offer these just information about these things so that they could be a little bit more prepared when they graduated and went off into the real world.
A team met together during the summer, and when putting together Study Hawk for the new year, they discussed the need for students to get basic life information.
Those things are part of our life as an adult, and as high school teachers trying to get students prepared for what's out there, we felt like it was necessary.
Ms. Pata hopes this will have a big impact on students as they move on.
Whenever we did the first session, my students enjoyed it, and I feel like they're gaining a lot more knowledge and they're going to be better prepared for the future.
Hi, this is Alexis Benoit interviewing Riley Baldwin for Senior Spotlight. Riley, what will you be doing after high school?
After high school, I'm going to go to Lamar for 2 years and then SFA for 2 years to do computer engineering, and I'm going to minor in music.
What advice would you give to the freshmen of HJ?
God, freshmen. Be confident, honestly. You're just going to want to not put yourself out there, but don't hold back on like who you are. Just be yourself when you walk through those doors every day.
What has been your best memory of high school so far, your past 3 years?
My best memory of high school so far has probably been being able to go to state every year with the band. It's a really good time being able to hang around my friends and just go do something that I actually like.
What has been your most embarrassing memory of high school, and did you learn anything from it?
I actually have two most embarrassing memories. My freshman year, I went to state and we were bringing in our instruments, and my instrument just kind of fell apart in front of a couple hundred people, and that was fun picking up the pieces. And then my first day here, when I moved here, very first day, I fell up the stairs, and I guess what I learned from that experience was don't fall up the stairs because people will laugh at you a lot.
You've been in band for 7 years and you've gone to state 10 times over the past 4 years. What has this done differently? I mean, so sorry. Hold on. You answered like you.
I don't care.
You've been in band for 7 years and you've gone to state 10 times over the past 4 years.
Yeah.
How has this changed your high school career?
It's really changed my high school career because you learn to adapt to the situations that you're put in. Going to state for band is a really stressful thing because there's thousands of people that are better than you and there's thousands of people that are worse than you, but you're competing to be the best. So when you come out on top and when you get first place or when you get a first division medal, it's a really good feeling.
Sorry, I'm staring off into space. Lastly, what will you miss about high school?
What will I miss about high school? Nothing. I won't miss a single thing.
I'm Ryan Powell, and this is Powell's Post. The DNC debate was held this past Tuesday, with 6 candidates making their case in front of Iowa voters. Iowa is the first state to vote in the primary elections, so which makes it vital to any presidential nominee. The 6 candidates were former Vice President Joe Biden, former South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, billionaire executive Tom Steyer, and Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren. Since the DNC debate qualification since last month's debate, candidates had until 11:59 p.m. on January 10th to get at least 5% in 4 DNC-approved polls or at least 7% in 2 early state polls. They also needed at least 225,000 unique donors, with a minimum of 1,000 unique donors in at least 20 states, U.S. territories, or Washington, D.C. The night was full of highlights. Elizabeth Warren came out swinging by stating she was the only one on the debate stage to defeat a Republican in 30 years. There was also some tension between Senator Warren and fellow progressive Bernie Sanders, as Warren claims in a private meeting in 2018 that Senator Sanders said that a woman cannot win a presidential election. Impeachment was also brought up, with Biden saying that the end result was irrelevant, while other debaters commented on the president's behavior and conduct. Then the topic turned to child care, with Buttigieg saying it makes no sense for child care to cost 2/3 of somebody's incomes. We shouldn't be afraid to put federal dollars into making that a reality. Senator Warren said that her plan for child care would have a limit on income and that some people would have to pay a fee. With the debate opening 1 week after a face-off between the United States and Iran stoked fears of prolonged military conflict, the moderators opened the debate by asking the candidates why would they make the best commander-in-chief. Sanders quickly drew attention to Biden's 2002 vote to give the president the authority to use force in Iraq. Sanders described the decision to go war in Iraq as the worst foreign policy blunder in the modern history of this country. This has been Ryan Powell, and you have been updated in the world of politics.
Manfred von Richthofen is better known as which legendary wartime figure? A. The Rough Rider, B. The Red Baron, C. Lawrence of Arabia, D. The White Death.
200 ponies in it.
And behind me is a 99 Chevy Tracker. It's got a 2-liter, 4-cylinder. It's making like 110 buff ponies max. It's got a 1-inch exhaust. It's also got a loose bolt, so it makes a funny rattle sound. It's got 2 tins in the back, so when you're driving down the street, it goes wah 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 wah.
Behind me I have a 2008 single cab Chevy Silverado. It has a V6 in it and it is a 5.3 liter. There's a lot of space in front of the engine for the fan and the belts. The Cadillacs are cleaned out so it can sound better and it doesn't have back pressure on it. Save about $300 right there. It has the CB antenna on it with the CB wire running inside the cab so you can talk to truckers as you're going on the highway and seeing where them 5-0s are. 12.
Hello, my name is Orlando Medina, your meteorologist. For tomorrow, we're going to have a 50% coverage of rain. For Friday, 30%, and then Saturday, 50%, and then on Sunday, we're going to have the drier weather coming in, and then next week, we could possibly have a hard freeze coming in next week. And that's our weather report for today.
Manfred von Richthofen is better known as which legendary wartime figure? The answer is B, the Red Baron.
Our word of the week is amenable, which means open or response to suggestion.
That's all for today, and remember,
it's a great day to be a Hawk.